broke my arm on a fence a couple of days ago. 6-foot fence, Stephen.
George Harrison's house.
I was raging. I wasn't getting the better of me, but it did. And I ended up with a belt of a sore arm.
You sure did. Hello and welcome to another edition of Movie News here at MBE. Just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. Now, I am Stephen John McLaughlin, one of your co-hosts, and the other one, as you can hear, is the other co-host. Sorry, that was a bit disrespectful. The other one over there is John C. Walsh. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we were talking about 6-foot fences just before we came on there. John, I was having an argument with one yesterday. Yeah, you always lose against boards don't hit back. But John,
you do when you put yourself on it, Stephen.
Yeah, look, I can't talk. I fell off a bike 2 weeks ago, so I'm not qualified.
I've not yet fell off mine yet, Stephen, but I've got close.
John, is that delayed, by the way? Because I just saw myself scratch my head there, and it was like a minute ago. Yeah, but anyway, we're here to talk about
Stephen, we can end it.
Entertainment news. Oh, God.
Man.
John, I don't want to be one of the clips on that YouTube clip where it's people dying live on air. No, I don't want to be part of that.
Hopefully, touch wood.
No, Tommy Cooper, etc. I do not want to be part of that collection of people. But John, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Matrix 4. Yes. Rumoured Morpheus actor opens up on making sequel. The Matrix 4 star Yahya, that's right, Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Rumoured to be playing a young version of Lawrence Fishburne's character Morpheus. Opened up about the film. This is coming in from Screen Rant, John, and I've got to say, hats off to your thumbnail. It's a very good one. Yeah, it is. I know you're not too keen on it, but I think it is. I think it's a good one. It's very original. But rumours point to Morpheus returning in some capacity, and the actor is expected to play a younger version of the character. Has opened up about filming the highly anticipated sequel. In a new interview with THR, Mateen admits to being starstruck when watching Reeves deliver his first line on set as Neo. Additionally, the actor touched on the new technology Wachowski utilised in the film, as well as how the themes of the sequel resonate with the events in the world at large during production. And this is what you had to say, John. Very short and sweet.
Pandemic.
I remember Keanu and his first line. I looked up and there was Keanu, and I said, oh shit, I'm really in the Matrix. It was just Keanu in that voice and that technology that Lana incorporated and the filmmaking camera rigs that I've never seen before. It's so ambitious.
Yeah, it excites me, that.
Yeah, it was really interesting to be making the Matrix 4 at a time when the world was so warped and when reality was so distorted. It could creep in a little bit if you let it. John, you're absolutely right. The production, it's just some of those little bits in between his quote there that really intrigues me as well. The production and what they're going to be doing. Large, obviously, production. And the Wachowskis, John, I'll have to say, when that first movie came out in 1999, we were introduced to bullet time. It was the first of its kind.
About 80 cameras.
Yeah, and the sequels never really caught that that sort of surprise element. It was probably too much. You're right, John. I felt
the twins always stick in my
we went to see was it the second one we went to see in the cinema?
Yes.
And I was really amazed at the highway stuff at the time. I watched that not long ago and it looks terrible now. Yeah. It's really dated terribly, but the first one hasn't.
No, Stephen, because it's pretty much practical stuff. There's they augment the experience with some CGI, but in the main it's cool, innovative camera tricks and stuff they're doing on the actual set. Instead, the best movies are like that. The best movies have live action stuff going on. They have on set practical effects, and you augment it with some CGI. That's what the absolute mantra is of Christopher Nolan.
Yep. James Gunn as well.
James Gunn, getting the actors on the set, living and breathing the experience, and then you can augment it afterwards in post. That's what it's supposed to be. You don't rely on everything being CGI and creating the entire world, because it'll look fake as hell 5-6 years in advance. The technology, the innovation in that industry is moving so quickly, in every industry but the film industry in the main, that it's going to age horrendously. And that's why I think Phantom Menace in terms of the prequel trilogy is probably the best aged, because there was a lot of model works and practical stuff going on, and then as it moved into the last two of that trilogy, it get worse and worse looking, and I can't watch it now, Stephen. And it's a shame, because you've got the late great Christopher Lee in there, and I simply can't watch it. But Stephen, get on to this, man. Yahya Abdul-Mateen. I'll come back to the middle because of the split screen, because I don't want to be on my own too long, because when I do joint shows and I'm off, Stephen's off screen, something invariably goes wrong. And the way that I'm speaking tonight, the amount of mistakes I've made before we even come on, it's a fucking dangerous slippery slope. Even saying slippery slope, I've got an ulcer at the back of my mouth, and it's brutally bad. It says I actually thought I had a throat infection today, Stephen, but it turns out I think it's an actual ulcer at the back. But look, that's for another.
Don't Google it.
No, we'll not Google it. No.
No,
it's definitely not anything like that. I'm well aware of the mouth. I've had many things happen in the mouth. Yahya Abdul-Mateen 2 though, Stephen, the second. I don't agree with this guy being in this movie, and that's nothing to do with Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He's a great actor.
I don't mind him being in the movie. I just don't like who he.
Yeah, I don't
he's
want him
to be playing. Yeah.
Yeah, the wording was wrong there. I don't want him playing Morpheus.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne is Morpheus. Lawrence Fishburne's about 50, 60 or something. Young enough that you can de-age him, and he's not going to look like a geriatric i.e. Al Pacino.
I don't think they have to de-age him, John. They just put him in the movie.
Yeah, just put him in the movie. Stephen, what we got that way?
Unless, yeah, exactly.
Unless
the actual narration doesn't call for his character, which is a strange one.
Or it's a prequel. They're going back and he actually has to be young, in which case just de-age Lawrence Fishburne. Don't bring in a completely different actor. And I think it's so exclusionary, if that's even a word, to leave out him. You bring back Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves, but you leave out Lawrence Fishburne, who was one of the Holy Trinity, as we did say.
I'll tell you something, he looks nothing like Lawrence Fishburne.
Well, he's got a similar jaw shape. As I overlaid him in that actual thumbnail, there's some similarities, but he's not bald.
No.
And Lawrence Fishburne is bald, but it's a younger version, so we can allow her. But Stephen, it really have to be very necessary to recast that character, and I presume it is, because Lana Wachowski never even spoke to Lawrence Fishburne by all
Strange one, yeah.
So it must be absolutely pivotal to this story. Clearly, there's something happened that's rebooted. Trinity's now the chosen one, it's not Neo, and they have to go back and somehow get a young Morpheus.
Going to have to explain how those two came back to life as well.
Exactly, we're going to have to explain it. It's going to have to be fucking good. But Stephen, one thing that excites me is that quote from Yahya Abdul-Mateen there, where he says, camera rigs I've never seen before. Because as you did say, the original Matrix movie, it was innovative, revolutionary for what it did with camera angles and bullet time and stuff. It lost that, as you said as well, in the other two movies. To get this back to being at the calibre it was in 99, was it the first one?
Yeah.
You have to try and retrace your steps back and get that innovative touch again. You need to start doing things with camera techniques. Don't rely on the CG too much. The script has to be there as well, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But I feel like it has to be there because Keanu Reeves has come back, and he's not a guy that is reliant on the Matrix. He can pick and choose whatever he wants to do now. With John Wick and getting back and doing, what was the one he did?
Bill and Ted, yeah.
He can pick and choose any movie he wants, Stephen. He's hot property. He's in the midst of a renaissance. So there must be something there. He must have confidence. And everybody that's seen the script, every fucking actor, we've covered it, I think, just about. If you haven't together, then I've done it on my lonesome. They're all praising this script to high heavens. They're saying it's very, very good. So I don't know if I want to see parts of the pandemic seeping into this. I don't want to have that vibe because we've lived it for 18 months. I want to get to fuck away from the pandemic and be
that's why we watch movies. We want to be taken away from this world and inserted into that world, if you like.
Exactly.
But maybe not the Matrix, actually. I don't want to be inserted into the Matrix.
No,
but
we certainly don't know.
John, I'm looking forward to the movie because I'm looking forward to seeing Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves back playing these roles. And I never thought I'd say that. I thought when this movie was first announced, I thought this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, because the two sequels were, they came back with diminishing results, returns in terms of quality in the filmmaking, the story, and I don't know about box office, John. I've not looked that up, but one of the things
I think the last one didn't do so well, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it was all tied up. That was that's the most important thing. The third movie tied their arc up, so at the time I thought, why are they going back here? Why are they doing this? Keanu Reeves is never going to agree to this. Carrie-Anne Moss perhaps, but I can't see Keanu Reeves doing it. But you're right, it's a script. That's what pulls the actor in. That's what pulls the actor in to accept the role again, and that's what gives me confidence, because Keanu Reeves isn't like making bargain bucket movies, that you find in Asda or whatever you call it,
Walmart.
Walmart. In the bargain bucket, he's not fighting off top billing with. What's that guy? Not Frank Grillo. What was the one we were talking about? The one we always get mixed up with. It's definitely not Frank. Yeah, Scott Adkins. He's not fighting top billing on a straight to DVD release with Scott Adkins. And no offence to him or Stephen Dorff, you know, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. He's not like he's won a watch here.
He's not a Z actor anymore. Yeah. No, he's come back from the brink. Stephen, I've got a couple of questions to ask you. What is your thoughts on the Neil Patrick Harris recasting of Agent Smith? By all accounts, Hugo Weaving. Schedule, whatever you want to pronounce it. I say schedule 9 times out of 10 because I like to be a sort of Jacob Rees-Mogg fancy pants when it comes to English. And that's the only connection I want with that fucking weirdo. What is apparently schedule conflicts, and that's why he couldn't come and do this move again. I think a new agent. Do you think he's going to play the villain, an agent? Because he's kind of getting folded on to play a Hugo character. I don't think that's why you'd cast him, but he definitely has got the credentials. He's a good actor, he is, John, and I think I wouldn't mind if he was playing even Agent Smith. It wouldn't bother me if it was a total recast. They did it with the Oracle. Sadly, for obviously the actress that played the Oracle in the first two movies, she passed away in the second. I think after the second one, and they replaced her in the third movie. And they explained that in it that the appearance. I can't remember. Yeah, it's something to do with obviously it can change. It's a digital world.
It's a digital world, and they could do the same with Agent Smith.
They certainly could. And could explain why we're getting a completely different looking Morpheus.
But it's a good cast, John. We were going through the cast earlier.
Chopra's in there. I actually forgot she was in there. Christina Ricci coming back.
Yeah.
She's getting on in years. Not that fucking old though. I think she's around about the same age as my sister. So she's not ancient. She's a little bit older than me. So if she's ancient, I'm fucked as well. It's got a good cast, Stephen. The other question I was going to ask you, do you think this could be a trilogy in its own right? Do you think she will expand it out to a trilogy from this movie?
I think
ultimately it's the success of this movie that will make or break that concept.
That's what I was going to say, John. I think they're going to handle it the same way they did with the first trilogy. Do the first movie and then take it from there. I don't think they'll tie everything up in this first movie. I think they'll leave a lot hanging. I don't mean cliffhanger. I just mean I don't think they'll kill anybody off that they potentially could bring back for the sequels. I think they will wait and see, obviously, how it performs.
And who's going to play the sort of baldy Cypher character? That's what I want.
Yeah.
It was almost like Bill Burr, wasn't he? But he wasn't Bill
Burr. Joe Pantoliano or something. I can't remember his name. Is that it? I can't remember. He was great. I liked that character in the first result.
Stephen, look, he was the guy that I wanted to be. Let's be honest.
The steak meal.
In that world and you're eating that gruel all the time. Look, we've got porridge up here. And it's like fucking gruel. But I love porridge because I'm a weirdo. But I prefer fillet steaks more than porridge. So Cypher was absolutely fucking bang on. A medium steak, fillet steak.
A nice glass of red, yep.
Exactly. I'd go back and
a cigar.
I'd collaborate with the stations all day long, Stephen. I'd be
tell them everything, yeah. Well, that's what he says. That was his line, wasn't it? Ignorance is bliss. But I think
why the world is the way it is.
I can't remember when's this coming out. Is it early 2022?
I think it's next year. Yeah. So it'll be very intriguing to see if she's pulled it off, if she can bring this back and do a better job than what they did also in the last two original trilogy ones. Yeah. And even saying that original trilogy.
Maybe there's a trailer coming out very soon. Then maybe a teaser. That will be a big thing.
Was this the one, Stephen? They were paying $270,000 a day to shoot in San Francisco.
Yep.
Because the original was in San Francisco, wasn't it? It was round about there. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was in Australia.
Was it Australia?
I think so.
It was a big sort of towering glass skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And that's not San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I'm talking shite.
Well, it's costing them an arm and a leg, and I think they'd be better coming over here. They should come here because it's a lot cheaper and it's just as effective.
It's helicopter shots. So.
When you've got Indiana Jones, the next Indiana Jones film filming here, and the Batman scenes from the Flash movie,
Flashpoint.
Then why not?
Was Ben over? I don't think he was.
No.
He was
with
down in London,
he was with J-Lo, I think.
J-Lo,
not Harrison Ford. Ben Affleck.
Is he back with J-Lo?
I think so. Yeah.
He's getting about. This Ben.
Rumour has it. Yeah,
he was on the Damas, wasn't he?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Now he's with J-Lo again. Good on you. Well done.
I don't watch the entertainment.
It comes up. I've got the news app on my phone every now and again. I dabble into it, and I get down a little bit too far, and it's that sort of celebrity gossip shit that I don't care about. I like Ben Affleck though, so fair play.
Well, if you want to talk about rumours, Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer apparently have hooked up.
Oh, really?
Apparently. Wow. That's the rumour on social media.
I thought she was hooking back up with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Because he'd split from Joey. I'm just going to call her Joey. The Mother Teresa who harbours all of these kids that aren't hers. Fucking strange setup that. But look, fair play, you're giving a new lease of life to people who had none.
I don't mind her. I
don't mind her. She's a great actor.
For a home wrecker, she's okay. Yeah.
But you left her, and I thought he was going back with Jennifer Aniston. But that'd fucking be amazing. David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston coming together. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Because they says they admitted they had a crush on the set of Friends, but they couldn't do anything about it.
No, because they were on a break. Yeah,
they were on a break.
Anyway, John, we're going
to
move on to our next topic, and this is it was breaking on Monday.
I've not got the graphic incidentally because I get the wrong.
That's okay.
Get the wrong
I'll tell you something, John. When I saw this,
it was a meme I was talking about.
It said it was breaking. It must have been after we did our show, because this was definitely not online when we did our show on Monday, because we did cover a Tilapia VJ Beast article on Monday as well, which I still to clip.
Oh, that's the
cast announcement. Yeah,
singer, and I can't see his name.
Yeah,
but he's coming in. Yeah.
But this is all about Tilapia VJ to lock horns with Dancing Rose. Now this is coming in from India Glitz, John, and we all know about Dancing Rose because we just watched that film.
Surprisingly incredible physique. Wasn't expecting it. Thought he was a little skinny dweeb when he first came onto the screen. He was this sort of loudmouth. I thought he'd be a bitch.
And it's it was Sapata Paramavarai, but Tilapia VJ Beast is the talk of town since important cast announcements were made official over the weekend. As reported by us much earlier, Silvaravan, Yogi Babu, VTV Ganesh, Shine, Thomas Chaco and others boarded the exciting project. Why have they not mentioned Pooja Hedge there? That's a strange one. Yeah. She's top billing. Well, maybe next to...
Maybe it's all male actors they're announcing.
Yeah, but now the hot buzz is that Sapata Parambarai fame Shabir Kalarakal, I think that's how you say the name, is set to join the ensemble cast of Beast. It is said that he's already auditioned for a negative role, and the official announcement will be made soon. Now, Shabir has impressed audiences like no other actor in recent times for his authentic portrayal of a complex character, Dancing Rose in Sarpata Parambarai. He fluently portrayed the various nuances of his character, boxing character, which won the hearts in spite of being part of the antagonist group in the story. Beast, produced by Sun Pictures, directed by Nelson Dilip Kumar, with Anirudh Ravichandar scoring the music. Tilapia VJ and Pooja Hedge play the lead roles, and the shooting is progressing at a brisk pace in Chennai and will soon move to Russia for a major portion. For a major. This is the third part of the production, isn't it?
He's on the run, isn't he? He's a con artist on the run. So
Russia, John, we actually thought he was in Russia at the first
Georgia.
Part of it. Yeah, Georgia, but it was
America, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia and Athens. But John, what's your take on this? Because this was one of these actors we were talking about last Friday who stood out to us in the character as well for his
good grace,
his sporting,
his morals.
Yeah. Sporting integrity.
Yes, he did have integrity. I'm trying to get back here because I was searching him up and I want to actually bring up his career today.
Yeah.
And it surprised me tremendously when I seen he only had 6 films to his career. And I'm going to bring it up and make it a little bit bigger so you can actually see that. Stephen, this one here, PETA, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah.
Because it's, I'll bring it up, Rajanikim, I think, VG Sefi Pafi and Trish is in this as well. And this guy's in it.
54321.
54321, yeah. And obviously Sapata Parambarai, we gave it pretty high score. What did I give it? A B minus? B?
I gave it a B minus.
I
think you and Ruth gave it a B, yeah.
It had been a B. I gave it a B plus. I gave it a B plus. So it was a very, very good movie for me. And that guy was one of the standout performers in the movie. He was playing this sort of loudmouth at the start, but then he developed into something quite special as the movie got to the end. There was a number of intriguing side characters in that. I was actually speaking about it yesterday. I think I was talking about Idris Elba and the Suicide Squad pondering a potential spin-off for Bloodsport, Superman, entailing the prequel, how he got to where he was in the events of that movie. And I spoke about the likes of Rangan, who's a meme just now. Mummy, I'm a meme! That's Slimmy, I can't do it though. Mum, I'm a meme! He's a meme just now because of obviously Arya and him sitting on the bike, cycling. And it's everywhere, Stephen, they're on the moon. And I kept that article up, it was hilarious looking at some of the images to put together. So there was some compelling characters, side characters who probably deserved more of the story, but it wasn't about them. They were there and they fulfilled their role well. And this guy was another one, Dancing Rose. He got beat down, that enabled him to play Vimbuli, or fight Vimbuli, I think it was. And then obviously he becomes this more humanistic kind of character, if that's the correct word, humanistic. So Stephen, I'm excited this guy's coming on to Beast. And again, it's filling out this cast very nice. Pooja Hedge, obviously Yogi Babesh, is it?
Babu, yeah.
Babu, is it? I always fuck his name up. So it's the cast is getting better and better and better. Peter also has Rajanikim. Yeah, man, it looks good.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth, incidentally. I literally clicked on it because I searched this guy. I'm like, he's only got 6 movies. I clicked on Peter. because we used to have a football player play for us called Bobby Petter, and I clicked on it and I'm like, that looks amazing. Cast looks good. It's got a high 7s rating on IMDb. You need to watch it. You need to get right on that. Because you were actually speaking, Ruth, about Ranjanikin, how he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I think he says it was him that lost his hair because he was dying it too much. So look, you're all the time you're just clicking on things and you're finding little movies. You're like, oh, I need to go and watch that one.
Well, that's how we're looking at Madras as well, isn't it?
Madras, yeah. That looks.
John, this is the joy of it, though. This is the joy of this journey. We're actually, as well as the great recommendations we get from the community, and the ones that Ruth advises us on as well. We kind of look at ones, while we're doing trailer reactions and linked videos and stuff like that, and they look very intriguing. So it's a lot of content out there.
And Stephen, I've just finished watching Gilly, but I'll save all my thoughts for that to Friday when we actually review it. This is the first time I've watched a movie well in advance, incidentally. Watched it in one sitting. Yeah. Tonight before the show. So that's us. What I want to say, 10. How many movies have we watched of Tyler Parker? Is it good? 9?
8 or 9. Yeah.
So we're quite a bit into his career. We've still got a huge amount to touch upon with him, romantic movies and stuff like that. Going down that path slowly but surely. Eking into the actual careers of these South Indian actors. Yeah. And again,
John, there's actually a Dhanush Trisha film that I noticed. I think it was from a few years back. I can't remember the title of it. Maybe Ruth can help me out. But it was both are like lead roles in it. And I thought, I wonder if that one. But the IMDb rating was pretty poor. It was like 6.9 or something like that.
You speak about Dhanush there. I actually searched up Trisha today when I was watching it. And I was looking into, I think I clicked in Wikipedia. There was a connection with her and Dhanush. I think she may have been actually going out with Dhanush at one point. She'd get engaged to somebody, and it broke down because Dhanush was there, right? And the guy wasn't happy, and they actually split up. So there was actually a connection to Dhanush. I think she's been with Prabhas as well. There's been a few. So that was interesting. You mentioned Dhanush. I actually think they had a romantic thing going on at some point. So that may be part of that story, it may be part of that movie, maybe it kicked off from that. But Stephen, it's very intriguing, this cast. They're starting to build out here. We're getting right deep into production now. I think they've got this section of the production to clean up, finish, and then they're going off to Russia, and that may be it. Then you're really starting to look at Odie. There's a lot of good movies, man, that I'm intrigued by. I'm going to go down. Madras is one we spoke about, looked like a great cast. This Peta one. Then you go back and you look at some of the telepathy movies as well. What to dig into? There's a lot of good movies out there, man. There's a lot of good actors.
Cody.
Was it Cody? Sorry, Cody. Yeah, that's intriguing. Yeah, you are. I remember you speaking about that, Stephen. So look, man, it's just great to see that we're starting to become aware of these actors, man. I mean, I wouldn't have known who this guy was last week. No. I watched Sapata Parambarai. I know who he is now. Yeah. He says the Dancing Rose. I'm like, oh, he's coming in. Brilliant. And he was brilliant in it, Stephen. He was a big charismatic figure, a big part of that movie when he was on the screen. You were drawn to him, and Arya was an absolute unit of a guy, and you've got Vimbuli, that actor. There was a lot of big presences in that movie, and when he comes on the screen, you're drawn to him. So intriguing to see him playing a villain in this. Yeah. I say a villain. Telepathy's playing a con artist on the run, so he's technically a villain. So this guy's maybe going after him, but he's the chief antagonist.
I think Telepathy's going to be a lovable rogue more than anything, John. Yeah. I mean, Han Solo was a smuggler. You know?
I don't know if I could ever imagine Telepathy playing an out-and-out villain. I don't know, has he ever done that? Maybe ask Ruth, has he ever played an out-and-out villain? It'd be intriguing to see him try it. Yeah. Just play an absolute evil git. It'd be really, really intriguing. But I don't know if he's ever done that. He's quite baby-faced and he's got that sort of charm. So I don't know if it would work. I like him in the roles he does, to be honest.
I don't know. There might be ones out there we've not seen.
As I say, Gilly's got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air sort of vibes to it. The way he's acting in that.
John, I know we're not getting into the review now, but I get Charlie Chaplin vibes as well. There was a lot
he's so physical in his acting. So physical in his acting. And he can portray things just by the way he moves at times. There'll be subtle little things you're like that. There's little things in Stephen. I just fucking loved that house he had in that movie, man. See when he was going up on the roof.
That was
through this window. Like,
that was that wasn't their house though. It was it was obviously the police, the force. Yeah.
See that rooftop? Commissioned it. Yeah. He slept in the rooftop. I'm like,
he has played a cycle before.
He played a cycle. Need to maybe look into that, man.
Yeah.
I could see him playing it because he does beat the shit out of people in his movies.
He has got a mad look about him at times as well. He can give a mad stare.
I think right back to what was the one? God, I always blank on it. Was it the one where he's playing the police officer? He's on the run.
Oh yeah.
When he goes to the police station and starts hunting them down in the middle of the night, and he says it's his catch line, "I'm waiting." Yeah. He looked quite ominous in that. To be fair to him. I'm trying to remember the name of that movie.
John, it's funny when it's because it's our problem. It's our perception on an actor, and we just assume they wouldn't do that. I said to you, and I think you laughed when I said this. I am glad I saw Master before I saw Super Deluxe, because if I saw Super Deluxe first and saw Vijay Sethupathiy's performance, which was an incredible performance, that was Academy Award performance. That for me, I think if I'd seen him playing that role and then he was going to be playing the villain and master, I don't know if I would have bought it. I would have bought it once I watched it, but the lead up to it, I'd have went, I'm concerned about this.
But again, that goes back to what
that's
Ruth
perception.
Says. Ruth says that there's people in India say that he plays the same role all the time. I can't believe that. Every movie I've watched, he's played a completely different character. So that's a sign of a good actor, challenging themselves all the time, not getting into a rut. And look, you can't say that about Talapathi as well. He always challenges himself in his movies. He's playing 2-3 roles at times. Different characters within a movie, so they're always challenging themselves. And again, it's going to be intriguing to see how this all meshes together. Stephen, I'm just looking forward to the first dance sort of thing that comes out, because I think in the lead up to Master you get Vafi coming and stuff like that. I'm just looking forward to the first sort of music coming out, because I'm telling you, you get vibes of the movie just off the music. We reacted to a couple of Gilly songs when I went and watched the movie. I'm like, I see what they're doing there.
The pacing. But
the Gilly video song, he's just won the Kabaddi game, and it's him celebrating with his pals and stuff like that. I'm like, I see what they've done there. And then obviously the
clicks,
it definitely clicks. So you get a sense for before you actually watch the movie.
I think so, John.
The energy.
Listen, I'll be delighted if this guy comes on board in this movie, because they've already got a stellar cast. That'd be the cherry on top of the cake for me. Don't know about yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but we're going to move on anyway, John, to our third topic. Well. Yeah, exactly. And it's all about Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton says wearing Batsuit in The Flash was shockingly normal. Now, this is a guy that sounded like he didn't want to be there at the start, but
it was COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was backing up as if, what am I doing?
Well, before he's come to Boris Johnson-led country, it was the epicentre of COVID at that point.
Yeah, but in an interview on YouTube channel Jake's Takes via Comic Book, Keaton described how he felt wearing the Batsuit once again in the new The Flash movie. Keaton described it as being shockingly normal but also weird. Keaton also talks about how he was filled with tons of memories when playing the role, although he wouldn't confirm if he says the iconic "I'm Batman" line in the new movie. He better say that. It was shockingly normal. It was weird.
I'm surprised he's even shooting up.
Yeah, like I went, oh yeah, that's right. But also then you start to play the scenes and a lot of memories, a lot of interesting scenes, memories start to come back. John, yeah, that was the thing I was going to ask you, because I don't think we've talked about that. I think the natural assumption from us was it was going to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and Stephen, that's what my assumption was as well, because you've already got a Batman character in it, and it's a younger, albeit kind of grislier version as well. Why have I got a Batman eBay listing, incidentally? I've got another article I'm going to bring up. I'm going to do another quote. Stephen, he's been out speaking a lot about his experience shooting up and stuff like that and playing the character again. We'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, my mindset was he'd be playing primarily Bruce Wayne and interacting with Barry Allen. Don't know why I struggle with that there. I always want to say Barry Bannon. He's a football player. Barry Allen. I think I just assumed he'd be interacting with him, and he's also this sort of philanthropist guy with contacts and money. He's gone back in time, I think, to try and save his father from being framed for the murder of his mother. I think that's the story of Flashpoint.
Yeah, they covered that in the actual Flash television series as well.
So he's gone back in time, so he needs these people with good contacts and knowledge on prominent figures and stuff like that. So I presumed he'd just be knocking about with him, he'd be Bruce Wayne, but the fact he's actually shooting up in the Batsuit, instead it's an iconic Batsuit. For me, there's been a lot of good Batsuits, but his is still the best. It's just the cool, the way it goes up, the yellow logo, an incredible Batsuit. So I cannot wait to see this guy shooting up in it. You actually get an image, I don't know why I'm shocked.
You actually talk about that suit as well, and I remember when Batman Returns came out in 1992, and I was so pissed off that they changed the muscle, the sort of six-pack part of the suit. They removed that and put these sort of sections in. It was like slats. Yeah. I don't know if you recall. It was. I'm like, what are you doing that for?
I was obsessed with
that. You know, it was an amazing suit. This didn't have nipples either.
Yeah, that's a good thing though. The bat nipples were Joel Schumacher. Weird
bat
guy.
butt. Yeah.
Bat butt and bat nickels and bat credit cards. Fucking weird. And Arnold Schwarzenegger gibbering one load of shit about the Ice Age and stuff.
The guy playing Batman in that film's like top billing.
No. George Clooney.
Yeah.
I feel for him, man. He was better than that.
Hey, Freeze.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
It will be so great to see Keaton as Batman again. I love him. Look, so do we, man.
Yeah.
There's something about him, man.
John, even away from Batman, you're right. Exactly. Yeah.
And a presence, Stephen, ominous.
I've always liked this guy.
See when Peter Parker goes to the house, and I think it's his date for the prom, and he's in the house, man. You're tense. You're like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got a presence.
John,
you worry for him.
Beetlejuice, incredible.
Yeah, loved it.
Multiplicity, hilariously funny. Man, I think it was a Harold Ramis movie.
And that helps.
The Dream Team that tops it for me. The guy.
That's what I'm saying. He can play everything.
Yeah, intense, like you said in Homecoming. Comedic
and
Beetlejuice, just an absolute maniac in Beetlejuice, and then just an absolute lunatic in the Dream Team. Can you say that now? You're allowed to say that? I don't know. I don't care. It was a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, he was a lunatic. Stephen, man, that's what the whole movie was about. Was these guys in a mental asylum getting out for the day on a day trip. That's
and he was the most normal out of them all.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Lloyd, fucking hell.
No one likes Mr.
Messi. Oh, seeing he gets kicked out that fucking shot, man. I was howling the first time I seen that. Stephen, everything about that movie, Peter Boyle, fucking incredible movie, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hit the road, Jack. They're singing it, absolutely amazing. But Stephen, Michael Keaton, man, we'll bring this up briefly. I'll bring us both onto the screen. He's got another quote, and I'm going to have to read it off of this monitor, and it's quite small for my eyesight, so it may be a struggle. He said this: it was weirdly and ironically easy, a little bit emotional, just a rush of memories without giving anything away, which I can't. Basically, the first shot, not of the entire movie, but let's say the introduction of Batman is so good that when we walked on and started talking about a couple of shots and the angles, I went, "Whoa, this is big, this is great." I don't even mean for me, just the imagery, it's great and reminiscent to some degree of Tim Burton.
Wow.
Stephen, that's important.
Yeah.
That's really, really important that you do pay certain homage to what came before, because he's come into this. It's a different Batman from a different universe.
It's how we remember that Batman.
And you need to get that right. You don't want to overpower the story with it, but you need to pay little homages. And Tim Burton, man, we've spoke about it before, completely rejuvenated what it was to be Batman. It was this campy sort of joke in the 60s and stuff like that. It was a fucking joke, Stephen. They were kicking about
Did you say that?
Yeah. I think of Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He comes in and he totally changes it. It's this dark. This is what we've got now with Batman. He made that. So we need to pay homage to it. And the fact he's coming in and speaking about it's cool, wow, this is great. He didn't want to play him. There was doubts in his mind about coming back for this movie. Now he's there and he's experienced it. He seems to be having a blast, and it's good to be back in the Batsuit. Steve, I can't wait. I can't wait to really see in Scotland. I can't fucking wait.
John, the funny thing is, it's a Flash movie, and everyone's talking about the Batman stuff. Ben Affleck's Batman, obviously. Michael Keaton.
I was watching bits of the Snyder Cut recently, Justice League, and Ben Affleck, man, and Ezra Miller.
John, they two worked well together.
Really
which was a shame that we're not going to see more of that. We might obviously see some of it in the Flash, but not more after that. But I'm looking forward to it. And I was going to ask you, John, prior to obviously Keaton coming on board, Affleck coming back, were you that fussed about the Flash movie? There was a lot of up there stuff as well. There's a lot of politics going on.
I'm not fussed about him a little bit off screen, because he's a bit crazy. He's choking people out in bars and stuff like that. But he's a great actor, man. Credence, is it Credence Barebones? Even now, I'm not sure. And Fantastic Beasts, he's fucking brilliant, isn't it, Stephen? A really good character. And they're suggesting he's a cousin of Albus Dumbledore. I don't think he's a brother or something, but he's playing this twisted character, and he's dark, and he can tap into that side of his personality. He's eccentric anyway. And then in this, he's playing this sort of jokey version. I'm glad that when I watched the bits and bobs of the Snyder Cut, I didn't see the whole thing. It's just too fucking long. He's getting more of the story. He's getting that relationship with, I forget her name, the actual romantic interest. He saves her. She blasts out and he saves her in real time. In flash time he saves her. And you expand out the character.
Yeah.
You're going to get more of this. You're going to expand out the character. He deserves it. He's done his time with this. I think he's appeared in a...
We've got Grant Gustin coming in as well, haven't we?
Grant Gustin. Yeah. Apparently there's three
That's amazing.
Flash characters.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an amazing story, man. He's fought hard for it. He's also passionate about this darker version of it. And then you're getting the likes of Michael Keaton coming in. That's a Brucey bonus for me. So I'm looking forward to it. I probably wasn't before, to be honest. Before it was the likes of Ben Affleck coming back, because it was just the Flash. But now that they're doing this, you get the Supergirl, I think's in there as well. There's lots of stuff going on. It's intriguing. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, can't wait as well.
DC, man. Somebody was in yesterday. I can't remember his name now. Says DC are looking better than Marvel now, but they are. They've got some amazing stories.
Oh, I don't think they could get any much worse than they did back in 2017. But they've really sorted their shit out, and hats off to them.
It's
But
good.
we're going to move on to our final topic, John. It's all about Halloween Kills. We're getting to that time of the year once again, and official novelisation will
I'm well
release
acquainted with
in
Michael Myers,
October.
believe me.
Yeah,
Bastard.
the novelisation of the upcoming horror movie sequel Halloween Kills is slated to drop in October, just days after the film finally hits theatres, which was supposed to be last October, as I recall. It's been in the can that long. John, that image of Michael Myers there as well. That's a
The
great.
bastard haunts me in Dead by Daylight, Steve. He's by far the worst killer in that game. He sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
You'll be doing gens and there's no terror radius. He comes up and just grabs you off the gen. He's the most feared killer in that game by far. He's just something about him, Stephen. The imagery of William Shatner's mask.
John, he's always been the one that's excited me the most as well in a horror movie, if that's the right terminology.
There's just something
Yeah,
about
there's just something. I get a buzz seeing this guy
him.
that I don't get with Freddy Krueger, that I don't get with Jason from the Friday the 13th stuff, that I don't get with Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Stephen, you say that. I was watching a video, man, and it was a guy taking the piss. He basically intersliced Laurie Strode looking down from the window, and obviously Michael Myers is standing stern, but he takes Jason from obviously, what was that one called?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
He puts him in the garden, but he's got Michael Myers behind him. He turns around, gets a fright from Michael Myers, and Michael Myers basically says, "Fuck off." And he goes back and kind of looks up again. Steve, it's fucking hilarious, man.
Oh, I need to see that.
Jason get a fright from Michael Myers. Oh, it's amazing the way.
Another one I was going to say was the Scream character as well. That's
Steve, he's iconic though for a different reason. That's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
yeah,
There's
just
a bit, it's played.
John, I always that going back to the 1978 movie, the first scene, young Michael, obviously in the clown outfit, holding a knife, blood dripping off it, and the way the camera pan, John Carpenter special, the way it pans into the character and the music in the background, it stayed with me all my life. I think I watched that when I was about
Steve, that
8,
haunted me, man.
9 or 10, I can't remember.
That fucker and Freddy Krueger haunted my childhood.
And even the score is so iconic, but it's so terrifying as well, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's amazing.
John, it's only a couple of paragraphs
Great
here,
horror.
so I'll just read it all. I might as well. This is coming in from Screen Rant, by the way. The novelisation for Halloween Kills gets an October release date a few days after the film debuts in theatres. Halloween Kills serves as a sequel to 2018's Halloween, which retconned the various sequels to give the franchise a new life that continues on from Carpenter's original 1978 film. David Gordon Green directed the 2018 film from a script he co-wrote with Danny McBride and Jeff Fradley. Green again helms the Halloween Kills from a script he co-wrote with McBride and a newcomer to the franchise, Scott Teems. Jamie Lee Curtis will be also returning to her iconic role as Laurie Strode. And according to Bloody Disgusting, yeah, that's a good title. The Halloween Kills novelisation will be released on October 19th, just 1 week after the film hits theatres. The novelisation is written by Tim Wagner and it comes in at 320 pages. That's not big.
No.
It will be released by Titan Books, who other film novelisations include Pacific Rim, Man of Steel and The Dark Knight Rises. The cover art for the book utilises the film poster, which has Michael Myers' terrifying mask on display, and you can check it out, John. I think it might be just below the article
there
itself.
you go, yeah. It's burnt to a crisp. And of course, Laurie Strode's granddaughter is going to try and take it, and that's not going to end
John,
well.
it's funny. It's normal for a novelisation to come out 1 week after the film hits.
Actually, we've seen that with Star Wars, haven't we?
So the spoilers aren't thing, but I can recall books in the past, coming out. I think the film had been released in America and it had still to come out in the UK, but the book was out in the UK. But I think it's the right way to do it. John, you've read a few Star Wars. You've read a few Star Wars books and the lead up to certain films. What was the one?
Well, I read Tarkin in the lead up to Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One.
It just made the experience so much better, Stephen, because when you've got director Krennic running to Darth Vader and speaking about Tarkin, I knew for a fact he was fucked, because it states implicitly in that book that the Emperor pretty much was a mentor. He seen the potential in Tarkin. He stayed in a planet in the same system as him, as Naboo.
Yeah.
And he basically took him under his wing. He liked his potential. So they were knit. It was a clear hierarchy in the Empire. It was the Emperor, then Vader and Tarkin were almost hand in hand together.
Yeah.
So when Krennic's going to Vader, he's like, fuck off. You're below us, bitch. And there's a hierarchy. So little things like that adds it envelops you a little bit more. It gives details when you see Tarkin on the screen. You can get back to the original trilogy.
But that works. That works for that franchise. How does it work with a horror film, John? How can you read a book and feel uneasy.
Well,
you
see,
know,
Stephen, what I normally do is I like to watch movies first and then get back. So I watched the Harry Potter movies.
So it's kind of reliving it through the book, yeah.
I watched The Lord of the Rings. I went back and read the books, and I've read them numerous times. An absolute Tolkien nutcase now. And what it does is you actually have the image of the actors and their voices. When
that helps, I suppose,
and it expands it. And Stephen, there's just little details in the books you can expand out. You've got a limit to what you can do with a movie, because you have to keep people interested and fixated on the screen. Studio interference will cut things out.
John,
but
horror,
we can make it a little bit bigger.
Horror relies on visuals and sounds as well, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, good horror writers, I mean Stephen King and stuff like that, good horror writers can make it and rivet and read and make it special. And I'm sure they'll expand out the motivations of Laurie Strode, Michael, what he's doing, other characters, they'll expand it out more. I'm sure if you go and watch a movie then read the book afterwards, it'll make it a better experience.
Give a hoot, read a book.
Yes, I think it's The Slightly Human Mask and the Quiet Movements. It's William Shatner. They took William Shatner's face,
turned it inside out,
and made Michael Myers, and it just works. Also terrifying that he usually creeps around neighbourhoods. Yeah, he's a sneaky bastard. And he is so quiet, and look, they've done a great job. I keep thinking about Dead by Daylight because I'm utterly obsessed with it. I'm ranking up at an incredible rate now, Survivor in it, and they've just nailed him in it. He's a sneaky bastard. You can't hear him. You turn round, he's there, and he's stalking you, because in that game he has to stalk you to actually get more powerful, and that's also what it's like in the actual movies. He stalks the fuck out of people and then takes them out, and it's that element of him snooping around. Snooper's going snoop, as Ralph Boner says in WandaVision.
Ralph Boner.
And he'll appear in a wardrobe, or not a wardrobe, I'm fucking worried if he'll appear in a cupboard. But in that Halloween movie from 2018, I think it's the babysitter, she opens the cupboard up, and the little boy says, "I'm scared." She turns round, he comes out the cupboard. He's a sneaky bastard. He's haunting. It's the tallness of him, the mask, the
boiler
hair.
suit, yeah.
Steve, it's emotionless because of the mask.
He doesn't talk.
You can't
communicate.
You can't read them, because humans are built to read people's emotions,
try and understand
their speech,
their motives.
What their state of mind is. You can't understand this guy. He's almost like a fucking an android. He's like Data from
that's
the
why
next
they call
generation.
him the Shape, isn't it?
The Shape, yes, because he's an emotionless fucker. But he's an incredible, iconic villain. I mean, I think Stephen, realistically, I think it's Darth Vader, then it's him.
I would say so. I would agree with that.
Those are the two iconic.
Maybe Thanos,
Thanos maybe
somewhere
slides in.
there, yeah.
But there's a method to his madness. He's clearly insane, but you can get on board with it. You can't get on board with a guy walking around the neighbourhood and punching people with knives. And you can't get on board with. You could probably get on board with Darth Vader. He was corrupted, but he's still a great villain. The number one for me. Ruth says, "Yup, I read Harry Potter books before and after the films, and it was a completely different experience." It was, because as good as the adaptation is, there's always stuff that has to get cut. And when you go back and read it, and you've got that vision of the movies in your head, you read the actual story, and it expands out just tiny little things here and there, and you're like, "Oh, that's brilliant! I can remember. I can actually visualise that in my head," and it just makes the experience of reading the books incredible. Same with the Lord of the Rings. There's huge bits of Lord of the Rings cut out, and it had to be cut out. Tom Bombadil had to go, because it was fucking boring in the book. And if you try to put that in the movie, this big red face guy with like hats on and a feather, ring a ding a lilo and stuff like that, bouncing about singing it, but people would walk out. And people were raging about him getting cut. It was the right decision, but you go and read the books, that's what I'm saying, it enhances certain elements.
Give him his own film and see how many people turn up.
Not a chance, not a chance. He's not a compelling enough character. He just isn't. And it was like a totally different fucking story that Tolkien had just put in. He's like, "I've got an idea for this, I'll put it in there." What I would say was missing was the barrel downs, the wits. Is that what you call them? Wits? These sort of skeletons coming up. That was a great moment just after the Bombadil sequence in the book, and that's how Merry and Pippin and the hobbits get their swords. It's Bombadil, he gives them from the wits, from the barrel downs just outside the Shire. But can you tell I'm a fucking Lord of the Rings nut? I've not read it in years, and I still remember Meriadoc, Brandybuck and fucking Peregrine Took. I know them all, man. I know everything. I know the past of the Middle Earth. I know everything about it, man. I've got Steve.
John, are you looking forward to the television series?
Really am looking forward to it, man. Really am.
It was something
that the past, Steve,
John, there was actually an article, I think maybe last week, and I don't know how we missed it, but I thought we might have picked it up. But by the time it came out and we discovered it, I went, it's old news now. But I can't wait to see this.
Steve, it's a prequel. It's about the. I don't think it's about your Aragorn. I'm trying to remember what their name is now that I've actually.
John, even the villain is.
Is it not?
It's I can't remember.
Sauron was his bitch.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking?
That's what intrigues me the most.
I'm blanking, but he was.
It's a one word.
Yeah, it begins with M, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm blanking on it. Horrendous.
Merrick or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, but he was enslaving fucking elves and stuff like that outside. Yeah, he's incredible. Stephen, if they get that right, it'll be one of the best TV shows of all time, honestly. And I'd see no reason why Amazon don't get that right. They get the casting right. They've got the money to just make it pop, man. It'll be incredible. But look, that's going around the shop, man, on that note. Because we're going off and gibbering a load of shit about Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. I could speak about it for fucking hours, man. What a man, John Ronald Rowell. That is what his name is, isn't it? Tolkien was. John Ronald Rowell. Tolkien. Misunderstood, man. Guy went to World War One, man, came back. Wrote some of the greatest fucking books that human beings ever thought up. Made languages up. What a guy. And he was best friends with your man who did the Chronicles of Narnia, whose name I'm blanking on.
Good friends with Christopher Lee as well.
Yes, what a fucking circle of friends he had. Incredible. But man, what is your thoughts on Yahya Abdul-Mateen II coming out and opening up about his role as Morpheus, a younger Morpheus in The Matrix 4? He says it was an awe-inspiring experience being in the same presence of Keanu Reeves. When he utters his words, says Neil. What's your thoughts on the other topics we touched upon? What do you make about Beast and the dancing Rose from Sapata Parambarai coming in to portray potential villain in this Beast movie? Working with the likes of Telepathy, Pooja Hedge, Yogi Babu, I've screwed his name out again. What do you make about Michael Keaton coming out and speaking about the process of putting the Batsuit back on again, first time in 30 odd years? He says it was easy. And finally, what do you make about Halloween Kills being novelised? Is that even a word? Getting a novel adapted for novel. Novelisation's happening in October this year. Or next year, I should say. It's this year. You can comment down below if you've got anything to say at all about that down below in the comments section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel and hit the follow button over on Twitch. If you want to see us doing this again, it'll actually be me back tomorrow, maybe. Going to the football, God knows when that will happen.
You might be seeing a lot of clips tomorrow night.
I should get back in time. It'll probably be 12 o'clock tomorrow. But it'll be late, but I'll be here. And then on Friday, me, Stephen and Ruth will be here to review Gilly from all the way back in 2004. Trisha and the Great Telepathy VG. Trisha's great as well.
Yeah.
And your man, Prakash Raj. Fucking brilliant in this movie, by the way. Really enjoyed him. But wait, man, if you want to see that, you can subscribe. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. Until then, though, I'm by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis. What a writer C.S. Lewis was. Good friends with John Ronald Rule. All the Johns are good. Every fucking John in the world has been great, apart from my uncle. Three-piece suit wearing alcoholic. John Lennon. All the Johns are good. Bye, guys.